Well, there's a lot of good reasons to have roosters in your flock on your homestead, but in this video, I'm going to talk about the reasons why we are no longer going to have roosters on our homestead. Which is not to say we aren't going to have them again at some point, but just for us at this point, it just doesn't make any sense. And we've decided to eliminate what we had in here as our main rooster. So back in 2022, the hens you see behind me, Norwegian Browns, we purchased in the fall. And along with that, I also got 3 Norwegian Brown roosters. The idea was to find out which one of them was going to be the best for us. And so what we did initially was we donated one of those roosters to a friend of ours, and the other 2 I kept to kind of determine based on temperament, based on how that rooster interacted with the hens and the flock, which one we would decide to keep. And it took us a little bit of time to kind of really weed that out as they were developing, but eventually we wound up processing the one out that was much more aggressive. The thing that I didn't really like about that rooster is he was aggressive toward us.
Right, right. He was good with the hens.
Yeah.
He did as far as, his job
Yeah.
of protecting over them, but not so with a human being.
Right. So basically he was looking at us like we were a predator, and in turn what that would do to the rest of the flock is anytime we would come into the chicken yard, he would get his hackles up, get the hens all spooked up, and we just really don't want that. We want the hens not to be on high alert when we come into this area. So the remaining rooster that we have basically has been pretty good.
He's pretty docile. He was kind of almost like a hen himself, his behavior.
Right, right. And that's, I guess, good and bad. But I think what was the nail in the coffin for me with regard to him is he's never challenged me.
Mm-hmm.
And the other day I was in here doing some work, and I looked down, and he's over there doing like roosters do when they start to get dominant. He starts flapping his wings like kind of right close by to me. And I looked down at him, and I was going to ask him, what are you doing? And no sooner than I was about ready to say something to him, he actually tried to spur me. Now, this is a full-grown rooster with spurs that are about 3 inches long.
They're long.
Yeah, and my take is that if he's willing to do that to me, full-grown human being, my concern would be that he would do that with one of our grandkids.
Yes, and they are very insistent on wanting to come in with you.
Right, and so you try to bring them in as much as you can, however.
Right, I try to get the rooster put up first.
Yeah.
And then let them come in, because obviously the hens are a lot more docile.
Yeah, it's just an issue I would rather not deal with. I don't think I could live with myself if having a rooster put a mark on one of my grandkids. Mm-hmm. And so that to me is really the deciding factor. The other reasons why we had a rooster to begin with was just for fertility. And
How'd that work out?
Oh, it worked good. We got 19 birds hatched. However, the problem is we only got about maybe 3 hens out of that hatch this last year. And so, that whole process has been what it is. But I think moving forward, what I'm going to do is just continue to buy replacement layers that have been sexed from the hatchery. Mm-hmm. And if in fact we need to hatch our own birds in our incubator, we've got friends that we can just say, hey, can we buy some eggs for you? Can you give me some of your eggs or whatnot?
Or hatch out some of our own.
Well, we can't hatch them out if we don't have our own genetics.
That's true.
Right.
They
so
are not.
Yeah, they wouldn't be.
They're not fertile.
Right. So
fertilized.
We could also just go onto Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. People sell fertilized eggs, so that's an option for us. At this point, it just doesn't make sense for us to continue having a rooster that could potentially be problematic. And so I've got probably, what are we looking at right there in that coop?
There's 5 in there.
There's 5, 4 of which are the remainder of what we believe that we hatched are roosters. And then the other one is the one that was a Novagen brown that we got from the hatchery. And so I was actually really interested to see what those F1 genetics would be that we hatched out. And we do have what I believe to be 3 hens. And we'll just kind of see how they do as far as producing for us. But pretty poor yield on the rooster in this year. Or pretty poor yield on, you know, hen to rooster ratio.
Yeah.
Yeah, the pullet to cockerel ratio. So that's kind of the decision that I think we've come to, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
You comfortable with that? You know,
I'm comfortable with it. We do have one of the young ones who is becoming quite dominant.
One of the young ones, what?
One of the young roosters who's
he's gone.
really showing his true colors.
Well, he's gone today.
He is.
As soon as I turn this video off, we're gonna
He
do some
is.
work.
But I mean, as far as thinking about keeping a rooster, he's definitely not the one.
No, none of them are. Well, like I say, we'll just get them all off the payroll. That's just another beak to feed, in essence, right? We're not getting anything out of them. Now, if we were running these birds maybe free range, we'd look for a good rooster that was able to provide, more flock protection. But they're in this chicken yard. They've got ample, cover from aerial predators. We've actually never lost a bird out of here due to an aerial predator, and we've never lost any other through predation getting into our coops. So,
however, we've been pretty good about having a bottom on our coops so that nothing can dig in.
Sure. Yeah. No, I've done videos kind of outlining what these coops are and how I've got them secure and that. I can actually link in the description of this video. Maybe I'll link to that one, and then I'll probably also link to the butchering video that I've put out there on the no pluck way that I go about it. I'm not going to post anything in this particular video because for some reason YouTube has a problem with people showing homestead content that's actually a little bit more or less filtered, if you will. And so whether they view that as being not advertiser friendly or harmful content or however they view that, but it's a little frustrating trying to put out videos that people can learn from, and then you're not given an opportunity to do that based upon the fact that your video is going to be demonetized or gigged in some way. So I will link at the conclusion of this video as well as the description.
I think that they should look at it more as it's educational to understand where your food comes from.
Right.
And its whole process.
Oh,
but
sure.
instead, it's harmful content.
Well, yeah, I don't know. There's plenty of advertisers out there that probably would benefit from content that shows a little bit more realistic version of homesteading. This is my implement of choice, and this does come with some kind of a thing that clamps onto the blade here to remove it. But it's really just as simple as pushing up right here. And I don't know if you can see that, but there's a little detent there, and you push up on that and then you can slide the blade off. You just have to do this in a way that where you don't slice your finger. And then it comes with a bunch of replacement blades, but today I'm going to put on something new because we are going to get after some what I believe to be the remainder of our roosters. And there you go. Let's do this. Right here, right there, and then right over here. But nonetheless, we're going to get to work. And we'll talk to you guys in the next video. Please consider subscribing to the channel.
See you later.